2/3. At this rate, you won't experience 2/3 of the time you have alive, of the time you have on this earth. 1/3 of your life, 8 hours a day, you will spend asleep. The remaining 16 hours is free for you to experience your life, go out into the real world. At least it's supposed to be. Gen Z averages roughly 8 hours of screen time now. This is according to some studies that I'll link, but that's half of the time you have awake and 1/3 of the time on Earth. Because remember, this is happening every single day. So it piles up. It's no wonder we all feel like we don't have time anymore. If the average human lifespan is 75 years, this is basically like taking decades away from your life. And you might be thinking, oh, it's not like you're unconscious like you are when you're sleeping. Well, you're wrong. Tell me the last 5 reels that you watched, or even better, next time you scroll, snap out of it and try to remember what you watched 2 or 3 reels ago. Odds are, you can't do either of these things. See, I'm all for a couple of hours of gaming with some friends or watching interesting long-form content, but social media is taking up so much of people's time, it's actually scary. And like I said, the state you're in is basically unconscious, because think about what I said about remembering what you watched. Think about how little you require just to move your thumb again and again to scroll. Everything about scrolling is so passive, like you're a zombie. The state you're in is basically unconscious, but not in the healing way that sleep is. Your brain is being hyperstimulated, yet not allowed to stay focused for more than a few seconds, and you're essentially frying your brain in this almost disabled state where all you're doing is consuming information. You're not thinking about the information you're consuming, you're not retaining it, it's just passively flooding into your brain. All of this is happening while 1/3 of your life wastes away. Half of the time you have awake wastes away. Whenever I try to remember time periods of my life, back in 10th grade and 11th grade, it feels like I have such little to draw on, as if most of those years never happened. It was the same time when my phone addiction peaked, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Realizing this now, I genuinely consider social media, especially TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, whatever short form content, I consider it to be a drug because it might be physically harmless to most people, but it can potentially take years of your life away from you in the long run. And it's so widespread. I was on the bus and I noticed every single person there. I left my phone behind at home, but every single person there had their head turned down looking at a screen. I looked at their hands, I could see the same motion of their thumb swiping up again and again. And it was almost dystopian to see such a thing, because nobody talks to anybody anymore. It was like a copy and paste of every single person on that bus. And I think the only people who had their heads up and were paying attention to something was me and the bus driver. I was in Walmart the other day in the return section, and there was a lady in front of me. She had a cart full of items and she had her phone out. She was handing these items one by one. She'd hand the item, look up for just a second, and look immediately down and keep scrolling. She'd get through maybe 5 reels by the time the cashier processed the item that she returned, and she'd look up once the cashier had to literally get her attention back, pick up an item, put it onto the counter, and then she'd look back at her phone, and she did this 20 minutes straight. You should try this too. Next time you go on a bus, look around, leave your phone in your pocket, in your bag, at home even. Take your headphones out, look around, see every single person in there. I can guarantee you that almost every single person in there has their phone out, is staring down, or has their headphones in and is listening to music, not paying attention to a thing. And I understand that people are tired, but what they don't understand is that these things that they use to relax are actually frying their brain more than what their job or whatever is the source of their tiredness is doing to them. Because it's draining them in a way that they don't see it. It's really scary that the world is becoming like zombies, and it feels almost dystopian. And it's not even the people's fault. And you have to realize that there are teams of psychologists and behavioral scientists dedicated to keeping your attention on their app for as long as possible. All they care about is money, and they're willing to sacrifice the well-being of so many people. They want your attention for money. All they want is money. I hope to help as many people as I can, and the first step to overcoming something like this is to understand it properly. The first step to getting over something like this is to be aware and to know what is going on. So if you could just press a few buttons and get this video out to as many people as possible, I would appreciate that, because I'm trying to help as many people as possible. You could probably hear it in my voice from how I was talking by the end, but I accidentally pulled an all-nighter making this video, so thank you for watching, and yeah, I'd really appreciate feedback.